I know, like, some people don't want to hear this, but just because you having a bad day don't mean we got to have a bad day, okay? Like, keep that shit over there.
Track Adventures.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Maria, the Spiritual Homegirl. Today is Homegirl Thursday, which means we have another episode of the Spiritual Homegirl YouTube video channel instead of the Spiritual Homegirl Podcast. If you haven't heard the episode about being antisocial, definitely tap in. It's about 35 minutes or so. But I want to talk about why people need to, myself included, because I'm never above my own advice, why people need to check themselves before they project some stuff on the people that don't need to be projected upon. And I think that sometimes we get into this funk where we feel the right to feel how we feel, which is true. But then we get into like really sketchy territory where we feel like since we having a bad day that we can just treat everybody like whoever simply because we're having a bad day. So what I'm saying with this is just basically before you like put your negative energy onto other people, like check yourself. Some people aren't deserving of some of the BS that we put on them. And when I say we, I'm saying again because I do it too. But at the same time, you know, we all have to hold ourselves accountable and realize just because I'm having a bad day don't mean that, you know, I have to make life harder or make something weird for somebody that has nothing to do with why I'm having a bad day. I know I had a bad day recently where I was cracking glasses, my car, like I had a situation with my car, like, you know, everything that could have gone wrong that day did. And I had to remember to check myself. Like before I sit here and get impatient about the line because the line's not moving, before I sit there and get snippy with somebody who don't know my situation that just wants to talk, I should probably check my emotions and make sure that whatever I'm over. I was actually eating before I was recording. I'm trying to sneak me a little bite now. But before I sit here and give them unnecessary attitude, to remember that at the end of the day, I may not be in control of my circumstances 100% of the time, but I can damn sure control my emotions 100% of the time. And I know people act like you can't sometimes, and there may be complications when it comes to mental illness and things like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just people that are undiagnosed, people that don't have any type of personality disorders or any kind of things that affect their chemical balance. Like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that's out here just moving, just taking their stuff out on people and knowing they're taking stuff out on people, but don't care because they're in a bad mood. I feel like at some point you gotta grow up. We're too old for all that. And I think that projecting onto other people I think it makes us look terrible. And I think it's a strike on our character that doesn't need to be there because it could be preventable. All you gotta do is just stop real quick before you respond. Think about whether it's appropriate, and then either you say it or you don't. Like even with social media, like there's things I be wanting to say, and I might actually make the post or I might actually write the tweet, and I think, and I'm like, why am I tweeting this? Like, why am I tweeting this? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this going to help me or hurt me? Like, is this something that really got to be said out loud? And sometimes I'll just delete it because it doesn't need to be said. Like, sometimes certain things just don't have to be said. Sometimes you can keep it to yourself. You can write it down. You can burn it up. You can think it in your head. You can let it go. But at the end of the day, like, something I know that's going to possibly offend somebody or rub somebody the wrong way purposely, like I'm not gonna do that. In terms of opinions and things like that, it is what it is, because I know we all look at things subjectively. We all have our lens of perspective and experience that allows us to deem what's acceptable and what's not. Also collectively what's acceptable and what's not. So that's another conversation as well. But again, man, let's not take things out on people, man, whether it's retrograde or otherwise. There's no excuse, especially with the astrology stuff. There's no excuse for us to sit here and act a whole plumb fool or be a whole as one of my elders say, mean old buzzard, because we feel in a way we want to make other people feel how we feel. I mean, that's the whole term of the cliche that seems not to be so cliche of misery loves company, right? If you're miserable and you have the chemical balance to fix it, then after you feel your emotions and you acknowledge them and you sit in them and you let them pass, then do something and don't bring people into your stuff if they're not supposed to be there. And if people are, you know what I'm saying, miserable but can't seem to shake it, just move a little more slow so that you're not inadvertently damaging other people while you working through whatever it is you're working through. But that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Don't forget, Child Letter comes out every Monday to your email box. Don't forget to text YouTube to the number. I can't even think of it right now. All I can think about is this food I'm about to get back to. And you'll see it on the text. And that's it. Spiritual Homegirl Podcast, Homegirl Thursdays, the tribe letter. I think that's it, y'all. Don't forget to subscribe so you can be the first person to know when these videos come out. And I will catch y'all next video. Peace.